All right, let's talk about those big, high-value exam questions, the SRQs. You know the ones. Today, we're going to crack the code, deconstruct the blueprint, and figure out exactly how to score top marks. Let's just dive right in. Okay, so I want you to think of yourself as an architect. Seriously. The real secret to a top-scoring answer, it's not just about what you know. I mean, knowing your stuff is important, but it's really about how you build your answer. It's about having a solid plan, a blueprint. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you the exact blueprints to build a perfect, high-scoring answer. Every single time.
So we've got 2 missions today, and we're tackling them head on. These are straight out of the ACS Barker Prelim paper, so this is the real deal. First up, we've got the 7-mark question 6 on sporting excellence. Then we're moving on to the big one, the 8-mark question 7. It's kind of like a showdown between leadership and meritocracy. Now, each one needs a slightly different architectural build to really nail those full marks.
All right, let's get into it. Mission 1, the 7-mark build.
You know, any good architect knows you have to start by understanding the client's brief, right? You got to read the question carefully. The keywords here are continue to promote and 2 suggestions. So what does that tell us? It means we need 2 separate, future-focused, long-term actions. We're not just throwing ideas out there. We're talking about real, actionable plans that are going to have an impact.
So what's the actual blueprint for this? It's super simple but incredibly powerful. Think of it as a 3-tiered block. The foundation, your first block, is to identify your point. That's your what. The next level up is to describe it. That's the how. And then the most important part, the final block on top, is to explain. This is the why it matters. And let me tell you, without that explain block, your answer is just not going to reach that top level.
Okay, let's actually build one right now. For our first suggestion, we start by stacking those blocks. Block 1, we identify the point. We need to invest in youth development programs. Simple. Block 2, we describe how we're going to do it by embedding sports in schools, doing early scouting, creating clear pathways for young athletes. Got it? And then the crucial third block, we explain the outcome. Why does this matter? Well, because this builds a really strong long-term talent pipeline, making sure future generations can succeed. See? Identify, describe, explain. It just flows.
Now, for our second suggestion, guess what? We use the exact same blueprint. It's all about consistency and strength. So we identify the need for better support for elite athletes. We describe what that looks like, targeted funding, sports science, more international competition. And then we explain the direct impact. It maximizes their potential and really boosts Singapore's reputation on the world stage. Same structure, different point. It's that easy. Now, this right here, this is the secret to hitting that level 3 score. It's not enough to just build 2 separate, perfect little blocks. You've got to connect them to the main goal. You have to show how each one creates a clear path forward. So, youth development, that gives us a future talent pipeline. Elite support, that gives us sustained peak performance. And when you put them together, boom, both of those pathways lead straight to the final objective, Singapore's sporting excellence. Okay, mission 1, check. Now let's level up. Mission 2 is a bit of a different beast. This isn't just about building stuff anymore. Now it's about weighing 2 competing ideas and proving that one is actually more fundamental than the other. This is where it gets interesting. So here's the dilemma. You have to evaluate good leadership versus practicing meritocracy. And look at the wording here. It's so important. More important than. That's your cue. Your job is to put these 2 big ideas on a scale and decide which one really carries more weight, which one is more fundamental to making things work. So first things first, we construct our first pillar, good leadership. And we're going to use our trusted identify, describe, explain method. We identify that good leadership is absolutely essential for stability. We describe it using a great example, like how Dr. Lu Thai Ker championed the arts. And then we explain how capable leaders like him inspire confidence and make sure the nation stays strong and resilient. And there you have it. One solid pillar, built. All right, pillar number 2, practicing meritocracy. We're using the exact same logic. We identify that meritocracy is all about rewarding people based on their ability, not where they come from. We describe this with something concrete, like the EduSave Good Progress Award. And we explain why that's so important, because this kind of fair system promotes social mobility and really drives the country's development. So now we have a second, equally strong pillar standing right next to the first one. Okay, so we have 2 perfectly built pillars standing there. Good leadership, meritocracy. Looks great, right? But, and this is a big but, this is where most people stop. And stopping here is not enough to get you the top marks. So let's get into the real secret for reaching that highest level. And this right here is the trap. You can explain both ideas perfectly, build these two beautiful pillars, and just leave them standing side by side, and your score will get stuck at 6, maybe 7 marks. It's a good answer, for sure, but it's incomplete. Your argument is just unresolved. You still haven't actually answered the core of the question, which one is more important? So the million-dollar question is, how do you break through that glass ceiling? How do you get from a pretty good answer to an exceptional one that gets you those full 8 marks? Okay, here it is, the level 4 secret. It's not about saying which pillar is shinier or taller. It's about showing the hidden connection between them. The keyword here is dependency. You have to argue that the very existence of one of these pillars completely depends on the other one being there first.
And here's the winning argument, the final piece of the puzzle. Leadership is the foundation. It's the bedrock. Think about it. Honest, capable leaders are the architects who actually design and build the fair systems of meritocracy in the first place. They're the ones who make sure those systems are upheld. Without good leadership, the whole idea of meritocracy just falls apart. It can't be applied in any meaningful way. See? One completely depends on the other.
Okay, let's pull all of this together now. We're going to consolidate everything we've talked about into one master blueprint you can use for pretty much any question. And here it is, your master blueprint. For a 7-mark question, it's simple. 2 sets of your identify, describe, explain blocks. For an 8-mark question, you build your 2 pillars. But then, and this is the key, you add that crucial final step. You evaluate by showing the dependency of one on the other. Seriously, memorize this structure. You can apply this way of thinking to just about any topic. So there you have it. You now have the exact architectural blueprint for these kinds of questions. Trust the structure, plug in your evidence, and go break that glass ceiling. Now it's your turn. Go construct your masterpiece.